Yo, what's going on, man? Today is the 19th of June. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show, where we're live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We are coming off an 0-1 day yesterday. Official play was the Connecticut Sun team total over to 83.5, and that was a loser. That makes 3 straight losing days in the WNBA after starting off really, really hot. So definitely looking to turn things around here today. We got a 3-game slate. And we're going to jump right into it. We'll jump right into it for the 3-game slate for today. Yesterday, like I said, just Connecticut Sun team total over. It looked like it was going to get there. They needed like 10 points with half the quarter left. And the second unit, after Stephanie White took the starters out, they just threw the game away, which is very, very frustrating because the Sparks are a team that typically runs out of gas late. We saw it happen in the Atlanta game when we tried to bet on the Sparks. So, I think moving forward, just so you guys know, I'll probably have less plays because the lines are starting to get tight. We're starting to see some of these Jekyll and Hyde type teams that you don't really know when you can trust them. I'll just stay away from those teams like the Atlanta Dream play today. Another team that, just kind of those middle of the tier type teams. So I won't have as many plays unless it's something that I absolutely love moving forward. But I did think Connecticut would be able to go over their team total. They just play so slow and got off to a pretty slow start. But we see the inconsistencies from, like I said, from the Sparks on the defensive end. So, 0-1 day, still up almost 5 units on the season. But after 3 straight losing days, did not feel good, if I'm being honest with you guys. Fell asleep very, very frustrated last night. And then I talked about the under in the Mercury game last night and the Mercury and the Liberty game. And that was a loser as well. I think they made the most threes combined in WNBA history, which is something that you don't typically see from the Liberty defense. They've been pretty good defensively. So another outlier performance there. And that's what you get in the WNBA, especially with the 3-point variance. So we'll see. Always transparent and always going to keep it that way. Let's see what you guys are thinking before we get started. Travis says, man, what did Connecticut do last night? Not getting 80 points against the Sparks. That's what I said. I also put in the write-up that the Sparks had just gave up 87 points to the Atlanta Dream, who also haven't been able to score the basketball. It goes their way sometime, though. What up, Marcus? Just good morning, Chris and everyone. Ready to shake off yesterday and get things straight today? Absolutely. What up, Justin? Jerry says, Connecticut not scoring in the final 3 minutes killed us. Boy, I was heated last night. Oh, gosh, I was so mad. Man, Rob says, good morning, everyone. The W has been killing me these past 2 days. Right there with you as well. What up to my guy, Eric? Rob says he went 4-0 yesterday, including the Mercury money line. Unfortunately, I had Baltimore Orioles in the 2-leg. Baltimore Orioles 2 for 5 legs. Shaking my head. I swear I hate baseball. Yeah, baseball is way too hard to be parlaying, in my opinion. Rain says, can the Lynx pull off a blowout? I mean, they absolutely can. They absolutely can. Yeah, Chris be late. That is a fact. I am late this morning. Let's see. Javi says, I really like the team total and the spread for Indy today. What I saw last game with Indy, I haven't seen all season. The chemistry was there finally. I'm backing them tonight, and the Mystics suck. Okay. What up, Midnight Toka? We'll talk about that game. There's Caitlin over her points at 17.5. She put up 30 last game against the Mystics. Ariel Powers is out, Matt says. He likes the Lynx minus the 8. Justin says, Chris don't be late. He be peeping the chat waiting for us to talk ish about him being late. Nah, I don't. I really do be late. Watch the first quarter team total over. We're going to get into all these, man. I'm trying to get through the comments. But yeah, definitely I'm feeling the bounce back for sure today. Making that avocado toast. I don't eat breakfast, Rob. I eat brunch. But I don't eat breakfast at all. I never, maybe on the weekends, but yeah, I intermittent fast. I eat about 12, 11:30. Good morning, Sarah. And 3 times good morning to you as well. Let's jump into the couple games that we have for today. Hopefully we can get our money back, man. Book's been taking mine for sure. So we got first one we'll talk about is Mystics and the Fever. Game open with the Fever laying 4.5 points, which is something that we're not too used to seeing from the Indiana Fever, laying points. But they are playing against the Washington Mystics here. Total open 166.5. It looks like it's 166 on most books. And so let's jump into it. We got a Mystics team that is well rested. 4 days of rest here. Back-to-back wins for the Mystics as well. They had actually been playing a little bit better basketball. They just came home and beat the Chicago Sky. And then before that, they got their first win, of course, against the Atlanta Dream down in Atlanta. So Mystics actually been playing a little bit better basketball. It's interesting because Shakira Austin and Brittany Sykes are both out for this game, and they both missed the last game as well. And you see the Mystics, be able to do what they do. They are 2-12 on the season, though. They're only 2 wins, 8-5-1 against the number. On the road, that only win came against the Atlanta Dream, 1-7, 5-2-1, though, against the spread. So they have been covering on the road in these spots. You see that their offense is 11th rated, defensively they're 8th, and net rating they're 10th. So not great at all. This Indiana Fever team, Jesus, I did not update this. I thought I did. Maybe that's one thing I forgot to do. Real quick, I can't leave this up. Let me just let me update this real quick. So the Fever are 8, 12, 12. That should not say 1 or 4. They're definitely not any of those when it comes to their ratings at all. What did I just say? I said, now bear with me for a second. 8, 12, 12 are their official ratings. Offensive rating, defensive rating. All right, 8, 12, 12. All right, so 8, 12, 12 are the Fever. Defensively, they continue to struggle as well. So I'll be quick on this one. The way I see the game, I watched the Mystics, get both of their wins, and they're doing a really good job of sharing the basketball. This is a team that, really, really moving the basketball well. Both teams are pretty rested in this spot as well. And I don't trust either one of them defensively. Look at the defensive rating, 8 for the Mystics, 12 for the Fever. And you got to add in that, some of those Mystics games, they'll have Shakira Austin in, although she has missed the last handful of games. So you got both teams pretty well rested. Washington, like I mentioned, shooting the ball a lot better in their last 2 games, even without their best 2 players. Indiana being at their 3rd straight home game. I love that for the Fever here. And they're coming in this game off back-to-back wins. Back-to-back wins, 3rd straight home game, and they're rested as well. And they continue to shoot the ball well. The Fever have actually scored 91 points in back-to-back games, and they're 8-2 to the over in their last 10, including 5 straight overs as well. I like what I saw from Aaliyah Boston in the last game. Last 2 games, she's actually been a lot more heavily involved in the offense, and she's been a lot more aggressive. She actually just won, I think it was Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So I think they should still be able to score in this game. I don't trust Indiana defensively at all. And like I said, as good as Indiana has been on offense, they're still the 2nd worst defense. Even the numbers that you guys see are for the full season, but even in the last 5 games, it's still the 2nd worst defensive rated team. So I think you just stay off the side here. If I had to play it, I think I would be looking towards the Fever, as weird as that sounds, but I can't lay points with a team that plays so poor defensively. The Mystics, I think, should be able to score too. I do expect them to be able to keep up in this game. So I like the over 166 in this game as the best bet here. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one, and then we'll move on. 3 Towns says, what's your take on the Liberty? They are so up and down. I actually think the Liberty got a couple poor calls last night, 3 Towns. Like that foul on Kayla Thornton wasn't a foul. I see Jacqueline Jones go through the lane. She has her hand straight up. They call an offensive foul on her. But I do think they did let their head down defensively. And that's one of the things that scared me why I didn't lay the points with the Liberty yesterday, because they have been playing so well. 8 straight wins. They were finally kind of due for a loss. And I'm not fading the Mercury at home. I think, with the wins that they've gotten at the crib recently, just beat the Storm. I'm not looking to fade them at all. So that's there. Jamie says, hope everybody got that Sun 2nd quarter -3.5 yesterday. They did turn up in the 2nd quarter, and don't seem like you could trust them for the full game though. What up, Bitsy? Let's see. Chelsea Gray is playing tonight. We're gonna get to that game in a second. AOD reminding everybody to smash the like button. Appreciate you, AOD. Rob says he jumped on that line early. And what up to my guy, Real Stoney, in here with us this morning. Mystics first half, Rob says. I think I said this the other day. I think if you like the Mystics, you definitely want to play in first half. They can run out of gas. And real quick, if I pull up moneyballer.com, let's just go to the Moneyballer website real quick. So I can get you guys these updated numbers. Always talk about Moneyballer. Let's check them out real quick. So I know the trends are going to point to Washington in the first quarter, first half specifically. So you have in-season revenge because the Fever already lost. Fever already beat the Mystics. We were actually on the right side in that game. We took the Fever on the money line in that game. And then as far as first half, the Mystics are 7-1 in the first half on the road. They are 5-2-1. Well, we got that up on the screen already. 7-1 first half on the road. 10-3-1 as a dog. And then you got the Fever. First half they are 8-6-1, 4-3 at home, and 1-2-1 as a favorite. So if you like the Mystics, you definitely want to jump on the first half, in my opinion. I think they could run out of gas late. I will say Aaliyah Edwards and Aaliyah Boston could both have really big games in this spot. I don't trust either of these interior defenses at all. So Aaliyah, I know Aaliyah Boston has been cooking. I think she could have another big game. Her points prop, I think, was 13.5. She crushed that line. Her rebounds prop was 8.5. She crushed that line in the last game as well. And it's not a lot of resistance on this front line for the Mystics. They just have Aaliyah Edwards, who is a rookie. So, yeah, I like Aaliyah Boston. I also like Aaliyah Edwards. I don't think Aaliyah Boston gonna be able to slow her down either. So, yeah, that's what I like. Mark says he parlayed. What up, Mark? He says parlayed both the Sun and the Liberty team total overs. Sun let me down. Yeah, he let us down. Yeah. Justin, what up? He says Chris B. He says got a boogie. Appreciate the show. I'll finish watching in an hour. Appreciate you, Justin. And all right, let's keep moving. So yeah, over in this game here would be my top look between the Mystics and the Fever. Over 166. You can monitor it, see if it drops a little bit throughout the day. I actually think it goes up, closes about 168, but we'll see what happens. Jamie likes Aaliyah Edwards over her rebounds at 7.5. They got to play some defense for her to get 8 rebounds, but I couldn't talk you off. She could go for another double-double, honestly. If you don't get, if you want to play overs, you want to play them against poor defensive teams, and you guys can see the defensive net rating for both of these teams. They are not great at all. All right, so let's keep pushing. Go to the next game. We got the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics. So real quick on this one, let me just make sure I updated. I feel like I didn't. I feel like I left both of these. So we should have 10-5-7, 2-2-2. 10-5-7, 2-2-2. Real quick. 10-5-7, 2-2-2. 10-5-7, 2-2-2. All right. So Atlanta Dream, they're laying 8 points tonight. I'm sorry, the Atlanta Dream are getting 8 points as road dogs against the Minnesota Lynx. You got a Dream team that's coming off 1 day's rest. They did get a win against the Liberty, against the Sparks, of course. And they're 2-4 straight up and against the spread in the last 6 games. This Dream team has looked really, really poorly, except when I wanted to fade them, of course, against the Sparks the other day. They found their offensive groove. Sparks defense looked terrible. 6-6 on the season. They've been just kind of Jekyll and Hyde team. If you're 6-6, that means sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Same thing with their ATS record, 5-7. Almost, they had some really good games where they beat the Aces. Then they had some really bad games where they lost to the Mystics. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not really interested in betting the Dream games right now. I just want to see who the team is. Like, I have no idea. And I think it was mentioned in the chat already, Ariel Powers is out for the Dream. That's big in my opinion. She is their best, 6 woman coming off the bench. Don't like that at all if I like them. And of course, Jordan Canada. Looks like, I don't know if Jordan Canada is going to play this season. Whatever that hand injury is must be pretty serious because she still has yet to make her debut for the Atlanta Dream. You can see offensively, 3rd worst offensive rated team, 5th defensively, and 7th in net rating as well. And then you got the Lynx on the opposite side. This team has also started to slow down just a tad bit. They were 10-2 against the spread before their last 2 home games against the Dallas Wings and the Los Angeles Sparks. They failed to cover either number. So you get them off 1 day's rest, third straight home game, back-to-back non-covers. It's 7-1 straight up, but it feels like that's all they care about doing is winning and not really covering these numbers. Defensively, it feels like they've taken a step back, specifically in the first half of games. They've come out not covered either first half, and just kind of look kind of lackadaisical. We were on the over in the game, and they didn't get there because their team they couldn't score the basketball for whatever reason. That's pretty much 2 back-to-back games where their offenses look pretty putrid, and the defense in the first half has looked pretty bad. So 11-3 on the season. I mean, it's a really, really good team, but it don't feel like they're covering these big numbers. The odds makers have adjusted the numbers so much that you kind of got to look towards fading the Lynx if you land double digits. And this line is very close to double digits with them laying 8 in this spot. Now, are they 8 points better than the Dream? I absolutely think so. They actually went in Atlanta, beat them 92-79 when they were getting 4 points back on May the 26th. That game went over the 167. Now you see a 162, and I think the Dream's offense is going to struggle, especially that second unit. I already mentioned without Aerial Powers being there. But what defense do we see from the Lynx? Their defense is being priced, with the opponent team total just a tad bit too low. Both teams have been able to sneak over their team total. So Atlanta Dream team total today sitting at 76.5. The Dream could come out here and have one of those clunkers of a game where they really, really struggle to score the basketball and stay under. The Lynx could turn up on defense like we have seen them being able to do. And that one, to me, just makes it's both of these teams just extremely inconsistent as of late. The Lynx are a lot better than they played the last 2 games. And I don't know what the Dream are, if I'm being honest with you guys. I know that they haven't been great, but I have no idea what to do with this game. This is one where I feel like if I make a bet and it loses, I'll be kicking myself. So I'll stay on the sideline, be disciplined, and stay away from this one based on what I've looked into for these games. There's not a lot that I really like about this one. Let's see what you guys are saying about it before we move on. Jamie says Dream's opponents on the first half in the road are averaging 44.6 points per game. They're the 10th worst defensive rated team, 0-5 against the spread off a win as well. Shout out to Moneyballer. Give me the Lynx first half minus the 5. So he thinks the Lynx come out and play with a little bit more assertiveness early. And that's what we've been failing to see from the Lynx. They've been really, really struggling in the first half. I think they did cover against the Sparks, but really struggled in the first half. So, I think attacking them early, especially, trying to figure out the rotation without Aerial Powers. I can see Lynx first half. I don't think that's a bad look at all, Jamie. Okay. Let's see. Maurice says, we're not talking about this game yet, so I'll get there in a second. Venom likes Lynx early. He says first quarter. Dream gets smoked early in this one. And okay, so some love towards the Lynx early. DJ, what up, bro? DJ, he says, yo. He says, I love Aaliyah Edwards over her 20.5 points plus rebounds tonight. Gotta love the rookie matchup. She'll be motivated after coming off a 16.9 rebound game against the Sky. Far better defensive team than the Fever are. Yeah, and I agree with that. And that's why I like the over, because I think both teams should be able to score. I like Aaliyah Edwards and Aaliyah Boston tonight. I think they're both in really good matchups. Matt says Lynx 3 guards make the difference. Yeah, Kayla McBucket is going to have to she shot the ball. She didn't shoot the ball too bad. I also got to mention this. I'm giving the Lynx a little bit of slack, for not covering those last 2 games against very subpar opponents when Enrique Agumbawale didn't play for the Wings. And, of course, the Sparks are just terrible. But I will say that in the last game, when they didn't cover against the Wings, Bridget Carlton wasn't there. She will be back in this game. She is probable after missing the game on Monday night. So getting Bridget Carlton back, I can see the Lynx, playing a little bit better. I don't want to trust the Dream, but I have no idea what's going to happen. I will. Last thing I'll mention, Tanisha Wright did take who did she take out? She took out Cheyenne Parker-Tyus and changed the rotation up a little bit, and had her coming off the bench, and that did help out. But it was also against the Sparks, so I'm not really sure. This is one I'll probably stay off of, in my opinion. Rob says Lynx easy, in my opinion. Yeah, some of the easy spots have not been cashing, but I hope you cash it, Rob, if that's where you at. Vino says Dream play horrible early. They have been playing pretty horrible early. But the Lynx also been playing pretty poor early as well. So, yeah, y'all do what y'all want to with this one, man. I'm going to stay on the sideline. All right. So then the last game, we have the pretty good one here. We got the Storm and the Aces. Aces are laying, it was 5.5. I see some sixes out there as well. Total was sitting at 169. I made these graphics last night. So real quick, let me get the updated numbers here because I did forget to update these. So we got 634, 310, 5. Let's see. 634, 310, 5. 6, 10, 4, 3, 6, 5. Let me double check that, make sure I got it right. 634, 310, 5. 634. 365. All right, cool. I got it right. All right, so big thing in this game we got to talk about before we even get into the situational spot. And Santiago just put it in the chat. Is the point guard playing today? She is. So injury report wise, Seattle got a clean injury report. Nobody's listed. The Aces still have Kirsten Bell listed. She hasn't played, I'm thinking like 5 or 6 games, maybe even more. But Chelsea Gray is making her return today. She's not even listed on the injury report. She's been listed as questionable in the last 2 games. Excuse me. But has not, actually been activated, been put into the game. Becky Hammond did say yesterday that she's going to play. She's going to play her in certain spots. She's, don't expect the full complement of minutes in this game from Chelsea Gray, but she will be back in action and on the floor for the Las Vegas Aces in this game tonight. So now let's jump into it. So looking at the Storm, they do have 2 days of rest. This is their 3rd straight road game, and they're coming off a big loss to the Phoenix Mercury in a game that I was on the wrong side of. 9-5 straight up against the number so far this season. On the road, they've won 5 of their 9, and they've covered 6 of the 9 as well. Offensively, you see that they're 6th, 3rd in defensive rating, 4th in net rating as well. This has been one of the better teams in the WNBA, one of the more consistent teams in the WNBA. Then we got the Aces on the opposite side. 3 days of rest, 2nd straight home game, 5 straight non-covers, and I actually spelled straight wrong. Oh no, I didn't spell it right. All right, yeah. 5 straight. No, I did not. I did not spell it right here. I don't know if y'all can even see that, but stuff like this. All right, 5 straight non-covers for the Aces. Even when they win, they typically haven't been covering the number. 6-6 on the season, 3-9. It's crazy. The Aces are 3-9 through 12 games against the number. 3-4 straight up, 1-6 against the number. Offensively, they still done well. Defensively, kind of middle of the pack, and then net rating, they're kind of middle of the pack as well. So I got a few thoughts on this game. First of all, with Chelsea Gray coming back, I do think that that's going to help out the Aces offense. I don't think that it's going to help out the Aces defense though. And that's the biggest thing for me in this game, man. I think Seattle, the only thing that gives me a slight bit of hesitation, because I want to take Seattle off a loss. Of course, they lost to the Mercury the other day. But the only thing that gives me slight hesitation is, and I talked about this on Sunday when I did the show with Dream and Flow, this is the 10th straight game in a different arena for the Seattle Storm. Even though they do have 2 days of rest, this team has been traveling left and right and left and right. They've already beaten the Aces. They beat the Aces 78-65. It was actually 12 days ago in Las Vegas. They were getting 7.5 points in that game. And that game went under the 167 because defensively they played so well in that game. The Aces can play a little bit better offensively in this game. I think Chelsea Gray comes back. That helps out the offense. So I agree with the total going up. I think it moved up just a tad bit. So I do agree with that. But I think the Storm going to be able to, to score the basketball as well. When you look at this game from a matchup perspective, and I was looking into this earlier, the Storm are a team that they don't really. It's interesting because they're one of the only teams in the WNBA that don't, score the basketball from the perimeter at a crazy clip. When I was looking through it, they actually are not that great at scoring the basketball. They're much more of a defensive type team. Effective field goal percentage, they're actually 11. but they don't turn the ball over. Number one in that category. And then when you look at them, their assist percentage, they're third in that category with Skylar Smith-Diggins out there at the point guard position. And they rebound the basketball and play defense. That's what they kind of hang their hats on. When you talk about scoring, they do a lot of their scoring in the paint. They're second in makes, third in attempts, and sixth in field goal percentage, shooting about 40% in the paint. The Aces defense has just been really, really poor, specifically from the three-point line and from the exterior, but they also giving up points in the paint as well. So I know that this is a big spot for, bounce back spot for the Aces, especially with Chelsea Gray being there. But if I'm playing the game, I'm only taking the points with the Storm here. This one was pretty simple to me, if I'm being honest. And that's even with Chelsea Gray being back. And I think the Aces, I'm going to continue to fade the Aces, especially until Chelsea Gray is more acclimated. You see that the Aces here are 1-6 against the number at home, 3-9 against the spread overall. And I love that the Storm are coming off a loss, even though this is their 10th straight game. So I do like the Storm in this spot, plus the 5.5, plus the 6. I think there are a bunch of 6s out there. You can get a 6 as well. But I'm not looking to. I know it's been a common thing to fade the Aces. I haven't really been doing it that much, but I do think that the Aces. I think they struggle to score the basketball. I think Seattle beats them again today. So I'd definitely be taking the points in this game. Even if Vegas wins, I don't think it's going to be by multiple possessions. So I do like the Storm plus the points here. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. Reno says, I think the Storm can win this one. I agree. Mitchell says, it's going to be hard for me to fade the Aces at home after that last Storm game. I'm going with the Aces to cover. Okay. And he likes the Aces team total over. We're on the opposite sides here. Rob says, games where a player returns typically don't go well. I'm in agreement with that. Santiago likes the Aces minus the 5.5. So opposite side there. Maurice says, give him Asia Wilson over her 10.5 rebounds, and the Aces win at plus 110. So a little, what do they call them? Player performance double. Mitchell says Aces minus the 5.5 and Aces first half team total over 44.5. Jamie says, aside from the no-show in the first quarter in Phoenix, the Aces have scored 24, 29, 26, 31 in the first quarter off a loss. Aces first quarter team total over 21.5. I think both teams can score in the first quarter, Jamie. Remember, Storm also scored a lot of points in the first quarter, and a lot of it in this game, in my opinion, is going to be pace. Real quick, I did pull this up too. I want to talk about this. So when these two teams played on June 7th, Seattle, they didn't even score the ball that well. They only shot 38% from the field, shot 30% from the three-point line. Jill Lloyd had 25 points in that game. She did have 9 rebounds. She was the only player that really had it going offensively. Well, Skylar Smith-Diggins had 21, but Nneka only had 12. She shot 4 for 13 from the floor. She did have 11 rebounds. And Ezzy, she played big. She had 14 points and 15 rebounds. The Aces, they shot 31% from the field, probably their worst field goal percentage game of the season. They shot 27% from the three-point line, only made 7 of 26 three-pointers. And outside of Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum had 18 points, but she was just 7 for 17 from the floor, only shot 3 for 8 from the field. Asia had 29 and 11. Kia Stokes never really scored. She had 0. Alyssa Clark had 5. Jackie Young, probably her worst game. This might have been the game she was sick. She went 1 for 12 from the floor, 1 for 6 from the three-point line, only had 3 points in that game. So you expect a much better effort from her. Even Tiffany Hayes, I know she was just getting acclimated with the team, but she shot just 1 for 8 from the floor as well, only finished with 5 points and 1 for 6 from the three-point line. And then Katie Martin as well. She's been playing. She's been knocking down some shots, kind of extending the paint, extending the floor for them as well. She only had 2 points in that game. So I guess you would think that the Aces would be able to score just a tad bit more. But I like Seattle defense, man. I think that, and I don't like the Vegas defense. So I think Seattle should be able to score as well. Anish says, Inky says Jill Lloyd over her points, so thinking she has another good game. Rob says first half over total, get in and get out. Maurice says he likes the over 170. BJ says, I disagree. Aces spot, in my opinion. It could absolutely be an Aces spot. I'm not backing a team that, can't cover a spread versus a really good defensive team, in my opinion. Let's see. Skylar Diggins Smith, Jabba the Hutt, says he likes her over 15.5 points. After the Liberty first quarter and the Mercury second quarter legs hit, was bummed to see Liberty couldn't pull off the full game money line for plus 400. Bino says he's staying out of this one. Not really looking at anything here. Okay. Yeah, so I guess let me double check something real quick. So and maybe even what is Seattle? I hadn't really thought about this, but if I think Seattle, so Seattle's team total is 81.5 today. Yeah, so 81.5. And if I look at the Aces defense, just do some live capping real quick. If I look at the Aces defense, the Aces are allowing 85 points per game. They've given up 81, 1, 2, 3, 4. They've given up 81 in 4 straight games, including 90 to the Liberty, 99 to the Mercury, 100 to the Lynx, 96 to the Sparks, and they gave up 78 to the Storm, but that's because they couldn't score the basketball. So they've given up 81 points in every single game so far in the last 4. They gave up 81 to the Wings the game before the Storm. So I think that's another look as well. Seattle, just to go over their team total. The team total is 81.5 at minus 120 over on DraftKings right now. Looks like it's the best look. Yeah, I think all of these are really good looks. Like I said, I'm gonna stay off I'll stay off the Mystics, not the Mystics. I'll stay off the Dream in the Lynx game. I just need to see who those teams are. Like they Lynx are killing me right now, and I can't trust the Dream to play good or play bad, honestly. So I'll stay off of them. But yeah, getting into a quick recap. Just kind of went through all of these, but if you join late, I gave a lot of reasons why I like Washington, Indiana to go over to 166. I think is available right now. Seattle plus the 6. I just kind of went over that. And I like Seattle to score as well, 82 points, just because the Aces play at real quick. I didn't even talk about pace, but Aces do play at the first fastest pace. Seattle plays at the second fastest pace. So if you're thinking this game gonna be fast paced, I would agree. Yeah, I like this game to go. I like the Seattle Storm to be able to score 82 points. The Aces probably can score in this game as well. But yeah, I like Seattle to bounce back offensively after a pretty poor performance against the Phoenix Mercury the other day. So yeah, give me the Seattle team total over 81.5. Just kind of talk that one out. But I like this as well. Like this a lot. Any more comments real quick? I don't see any more. What up, Tasha? She says, greeting everyone. Shaking my head. I had a morning meeting. It's all good. The show is there for the playback. AOD says these morning shows are legendary. Appreciate you, AOD. What up, PZ? Says top of the morning gang. He says leading Storm plus 5.5. I'm going to play the Storm plus 6. I think 6s are out there. Yeah, a bunch of 6s out there, PZ. Joe says thoughts on Chelsea Gray points under. Let me look into it real quick. Let's see where the Storm's defense lacks at. Let's see where they're giving up points. So Las Vegas and Seattle. All right, so the Storm's defense is 5th in restricted area field goal percentage, holding teams to about 60%. They are 3rd in paint, opponent paint percentage, allowing teams only to shoot 36%. They're 1st in mid-range defense. That's 29, holding teams to 29%. And they do a pretty good job defending the 3-point line. I will say above the break 3, and I'm not sure what Chelsea Gray, in my opinion, probably is going to try to shoot more if AJ Wilson gets double teamed. But she can score at all three levels. Like Chelsea Gray is a 3-level scorer. So I'm not sure what her points prop is going to be. I'm not sure what her minutes are going to be. But I know she's not going to play a full allotment of minutes. The books will adjust to that. They're not going to put her out there like 16 and a half, in my opinion. They'll probably start off at like 9 and a half, 10 and a half. And I think if I had to play it, I would look towards the under, though. I definitely would look towards the under. Even though, last thing I'll say is that Seattle's best defensive players, in my opinion, are post players. Ezzie McMcGoy, probably defensive player. If not Asia Wilson, she probably in running for defensive player of the year. And NECA also a pretty good defender. Jewel Lloyd, Skylar Smith-Diggins is a pretty good guard defender, but Jewel Lloyd, in my opinion, she's not the greatest. And then you got Victoria Vivens out there. She's okay defensively. So I'm not quite sure. I am not quite sure, if I'm being honest. Let's see. Finally caught a morning show, Tori says. +6 on DraftKings. I see a bunch of 6s. I don't know. I don't see what the 5.5s are. 1780 Guap says, I'm so burnt out with the Atlanta Dream. It got to be that time of the month in the locker room for them to be lacking off. Yeah, man. That's why I'm off the Dream game. I'm not touching that Dream game. Mitchell says, thoughts, Chris, on both teams scoring over 80.5, currently at -105 on DraftKings. Yeah, I think the Aces offense bounced back just a tad bit. The Aces play so fast that they should always score 80 points, even though they are playing against a really good defensive team. Ron says he likes Joe Lloyd points in this game. Yeah, right there with you, Kevin, as well. What up to Mark just says, good luck, everyone. Reminding people to hit the like button. Appreciate that. And Tori says, you don't think the Aces win tonight? They can win tonight. I'm not saying that the Aces can't win. I don't think that they win by 6. So I like the Storm in this spot tonight. Bounce back spot for them, even though it's a bounce back spot for the Aces as well. I don't know, man. Maybe people not like. Let's just go back. The Aces are 6-6 straight up and 3-9 against the number. They're not winning by margin, and they're 1-6 at home. The numbers are right here. So yeah, I think that they can win. But the Storm also have already come into Las Vegas and won the game, and they're also coming off a loss. And remember, Asia Wilson said after the game, she think the Storm got a super team. And Chelsea Gray first game back, all of that to me, when you add all those things together, I like the Storm plus the points. That's the only way I'm looking. All right. So yeah, that's what we got for today, man. Best of luck to the chat. Hopefully you guys end up cashing whatever it is that you do love. Resources that I use, you guys kind of heard me go through the Money Baller live to look at some numbers. I also want to shout out OzGem, as I always do. 25% off your first month using code CBC if you guys are interested. The link for that is in the description. Also, the link for all my official plays, if you guys want them when I do make them, are in the description. Like and share the video if you guys found the show helpful. It'd be greatly appreciated. Definitely helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Best of luck on whatever it is that you do play. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.